Oh. What's up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen? Let me get my water. Let me see what y'all got going on. I need the golden ticket. Hey, I need the golden ticket. I need the golden ticket. I need the golden ticket. How much for, say, what golden ticket? How much for the golden ticket? Let's let a few people get in here. Hey, what's up from the Philippines? Hit that subscribe button, drop a comment. Yeah, we're trying to get that 7,000. What's up, Impala J? Oh, let me know, TJ. Let me know. Let me know, TJ. Let me know. 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 Yeah, let me know. I don't even care if it's got a title. It ain't even got to have a title. Title's good, but it ain't got to have a title. It ain't got to have a title. Let me know. Let me know. Let me show y'all what y'all came here for. Let me show y'all what y'all came here for. Look at that right there, boys and girls. Look at that right there. Yes, sir. Huh? I can get a title. I can get a title. Let a few more people get in here and we'll talk about it. Hey, I need that golden ticket. Hey, I need to know when I need to know when the raffle is. I need to know when the raffle ticket. I need to know. Yeah, I was looking at them today. I was looking at the vintage air today. They're about $2,500 for the vintage air. I appreciate that, Fly. I appreciate that. I'm gonna talk about what I did. I just need to know when the raffle. When the raffling gonna start? When the well, I don't know if you can say raffle. When is the waffle tickets available? Yeah, I looked at the vintage air today. It was I think it's like $2,400 with a compressor. Well, I don't need a compressor, so I'm gonna call tomorrow and talk to Vintage Air and tell them exactly what I need and see what the price is, and then get the part number, and then I'm gonna let my client know. And then once I get the okay, then we'll buy it. And then Also, I need a new shifter. I need a new shifter for the 700R. I was looking at some Lacar shifters, sort of like the one that's in the 71 Camaro. The guy with the 71 Camaro could not find his wrench. Could not find the wrench. So he called QA1 and had one overnighted. So there's supposed to be one here. There's supposed to be one here tomorrow. So we'll get on that. So customer appreciation award. Yeah. So at the 10-minute mark, I'm gonna tell you what I did, and then we'll go from there. And then, like I said, well, the goal is to get 7,000. Where Martello? Where are you at, Martello? What state? Are you in North Carolina? You in North Carolina? I'm going to look at a G body tomorrow. I'm going to look at another G body tomorrow. Guy called me about. My phone was not. I don't know why it wasn't a do not disturb, but I got a phone call about 6:15, 6:30. Oh man, you too far. You too far, man. And Washington State. Washington State. Is that where you at? Yeah, he's too far. That 700R. 700R. Alabama. Yeah. You too far, man. You on the West Coast. We on the East Coast. Oh no. They'll sell just parts. I need it. I don't need it. They got kits with and without compressors. I don't need a compressor. I already got a compressor. So yeah, they'll sell you just parts. I don't know where I don't know where I don't know where you got that information at Cars Cam 37. I've never had no issue with vintage air ever. Ever. Bam! Got him. Bam! Got him. All right, boys and girls. So let me show you what I did. Y'all ready? What's up? Oh yeah. Impala J. Yeah. It ain't for the weak. Ain't none of it. All right. So this right here. Let me show you. Let me. That thing bright, ain't it, boys and girls? All right. So this right here. Look. All right. So right here. Bare metal seam sealer. I did spray epoxy down though. I sprayed some black epoxy. That's where you can see what's left, black epoxy. I did spray some black epoxy down. And then I took this bare metal seam sealer, part number 08310. And then I took this seam sealer and I went all the way around. It with the seam sealer. And then right here it says you got a 6-minute work time, a 15-minute paint time, and a 1-hour cure time. So I waited about 6. I come around here and I smoothed it out. And then I waited about an hour. And then after an hour went by, I mixed up some short strand fiberglass. And then I just spreaded it out just around the edges right here. And oh yeah, I forgot to tell you. I cleaned all this up. Y'all know the screw holes. When I went to go weld the screw holes without that galvanized spray, it welded a whole lot better. So that stuff's junk. So then I just glazed over where I had grinded the plug welds down all the way around, and then I blocked it a little bit with a block, and then I took some 80 grit paper. I took some 80 grit paper and I just went around, and somebody's gonna probably say, "Oh, you shouldn't use your hand." So now all that's pretty much good to go. I got a little more places I need to clean up, but then I'm gonna take the wire brush and I'm gonna dig all this seam sealer out. I'm gonna dig all this seam sealer out with the wire brush, all this old seam sealer, and then I'm gonna re-seam seal all this all the way across. Well, I'm gonna re-CC. I can't CC. I'm gonna re-CC this. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna re-CC. Yeah. So I'm gonna re-seam sealer. Part number is 80310, and this is the bare metal. But I still use. I still put 2K epoxy down before I put this. Even though this says bare metal, I still put epoxy down. Actually, I have a Dynabraid. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. But I have a Dynabraid that has a wire wheel on it. But a drill with a wire wheel or anything like that to dig all this seam sealer out. Get all this seam sealer out, and then I'll re-seam seal all this, and then I'll get this old rubber tar off, and then we'll go from there. But yeah. So, yeah. So, yeah, this is 80. So, like I said, I'm just knocking it down, and then I'll come back and spray 2K epoxy over this, and that will lock everything down, and then we can go from there. So, I don't want to put no epoxy on it right yet, because I don't know where I'm going to put the holes at, right? So I'd rather leave it in raw metal. I'd rather leave it in raw metal, and then when the vintage air gets here, I can just put the template up there, and I can drill the holes and do what I need to do on that. But yeah, and also we need to get new hood hinges. That's why we didn't blast these. Get new hood hinges. These is wore out. Yeah, I'm looking at different ones. I'm looking at the Be Cool. I'm looking at the Sure Fit. I'm looking at different vendors. You know, I've always used Vintage Air, so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, so this is bare metal seam sealer, and then the other stuff that I use. Well, there's the other one right there. There wasn't none left in this one to use. But this stuff's good stuff. Good stuff. This is the gun or the applicator. The part number is 08571. So this is the applicator, and the containers. These are the containers. So they're offset. You know, one's larger than the other one. So the Sims tubes are the same. So, because Sims and 3M are basically the same people. 3M owns everybody, man. They own everybody. So, but yeah, I just figured I'd get on here and show y'all what little update I got going on. Tomorrow, like I said, about 6:30 this afternoon, I got a phone call from a guy, and he's like, "Hey, man, I got your number from so-and-so, and they told me you might be able to help me out." And I said, "Yeah, maybe. What you got?" He said, "Man, I got an 87 Monte Carlo SS." I said, "What you say? Say that in my good ear? What you say? Say that in my good ear?" He said, "I got an 87 Monte Carlo SS." I said, "Uh-huh." I said, "Well, you got my attention." And I said, "What you got going on?" He said, "Man, I need you to come look at my car." I said, okay, where you stay at? He said, where I stay at? I said, yeah, where you stay at? He said, I thought you was a white guy. That's literally what he said on the phone. He said, I thought you was a white guy. I said, what's that got to do with anything? He said, you asked me where I stay, not where I live. I said, okay. He said, if you was white, you would have said, where do you live at? I said, okay. He said, but you asked me where I stay. I said, yeah. He's like, so you a white guy or you a black guy? I said, does it matter? No. But he told me you was a white guy. I said, well, I guess if he told you I was a white guy, I guess I'm a white guy. He said, yeah, white guys don't talk like that. he said, white guys don't talk like that. I said, I said, where do you stay at? He said, do you know where such and such street's at? I said, yeah, that's right there. That's right there beside the stove, ain't it? He said, the what? I said, the stove. The chicken hut. The stove. He said, you sure you ain't white? You sure you ain't black? I said, no. I said, no, I believe I believe I'm white. He said, where you go to school at? I said, then what? He said, where you go to school at? I said, does it matter? He said, I don't. You sure you white? I said, well, I guess so. He's like, you don't seem like you white. I said, yeah. I said, I'm white, but I didn't know it mattered. No, it don't matter. It don't matter. I said, I can come by this evening. Oh, no, hell no. You can't come by this evening. The game's on. I said, the game's on? He said, yeah, you can't come by tonight. The game's on. We're watching the game. You might have to come by tomorrow. He said, can you swing by tomorrow? I said, yeah. He's like, I said, yeah, I can swing by tomorrow. Yeah, ain't no game playing tomorrow. We watching the game right now. I said, I can't come tomorrow. I'm playing dominoes. He said, you playing what? I said, I'm playing dominoes tomorrow. I'm playing bones tomorrow. I can't come tomorrow. Your ass ain't playing no damn bones. What the hell you talking about? You don't know nothing about no bones. I said, what time you want me to be there, player? He said, what? I said, what time you want me to be there, player? He said, I'll call you when I get off work. I said, all right. I said, all right, I'll talk to you tomorrow, big guy. I'll talk to you tomorrow. That is just, that, that is just a typical day in the life of JG. It don't matter if you throw me in the middle of damn Africa, or if you throw me in the middle of damn Korea, or if you throw me in the middle of damn Russia, or if you throw me in the middle of damn Antarctica with the damn penguins. I'm going to make it. I promise you. I'm going to make it when I get back. I'll make it. I'll make it. Sounds like he was talking to my uncle. Hey, I might have been Carolina. I might have been. He told me I couldn't come over today because he's watching the game. He's watching the game. Watching the game. We have shaved the firewall on this 63 Impala. That's what we're doing. Bruce, I hope you're doing well, Bruce. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, he sounds like an older guy. Hell, I get older, I'm going to try to buy that Monte Carlo. What y'all talking about? I'm going to get over there and I'm going to try to buy that G-body. He better not have no other G-bodies in that yard. I'll try to buy them, or box Chevys, or anything like that. You best believe I'll be going over there. I'll take a bag over there. Ain't no telling what he's got over there. I'm looking to buy this 87 this weekend. Hey, they ain't no telling, man. They ain't no telling. They ain't no telling. If you go somewhere like that right there, man, if you go somewhere like that, you better have a bag with you, because ain't no telling. Because you, in the heat of the moment, man, you might end up getting a deal, man, and you don't even know it. So you better go over there with a bag. You better not go empty. Yeah, Jay, it's funny. I love it, man. I love talking to. I love it, man. Cause see, if you didn't know already, I don't see no color. I don't see no color. Never have, never will. Never have, never will. And I know people look at me and say, "Oh, he's a white guy." It's okay, man. It don't bother me. It don't bother me one way or the other. It don't bother me one way or the other. You either, I can't do that left-handed. You either a good person or either you're a good person or a bad person, man. It don't matter what damn color you are to me. Oh yeah, that's right, square body. Yeah, I see blue strips, green. I see cabbage. I see cheddar. I see money. That's the only thing I see. The only color that matters to me is green, baby. And if we got to run that credit card, it's going to be an extra 7% surge charge. I'm just going to tell you right now. Oh, yeah. And see, you know what, Impala J? I respect that more than anything. You know what I mean? I respect that more than anything. Just say what's on your mind. You know what I mean? Just say what's on your mind. You know, ain't no sugarcoating over here. I don't take it offense at all. At all. I don't take offense to it at all. Not one bit. Not one bit. If you soft and thin skinned, you know what I'm saying? If you soft and thin skinned, then, you know, maybe you need to stay at home. Hey, if you're new to the channel, man, hit that, double tap that button, man. Hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get 7,000. The goal is 7,000. Need like 300 more. 300 more, and we're going to hit 7,000, baby. And I say we. And when I say we, that means you and me. We about to hit that 7,000. I'm just going around here just hitting the high spots or just making sure I miss nothing. JG giving me some pressure. Yeah. Man, I need to, like I say, I need to get some of this stuff out of here, man. I got to open up the shop, man. I got shit everywhere, man. I need to open the shop up some more. Need to get some of these projects out of here, these big projects. I need to get these sun guns gone. I told the wife, I said, it's cooling off. It's getting duck season. I'm going to be out here late at night working. I'm going to be working on both ends. JG, wait a minute. JG in a competition. Cars, you know better than that, Cars. Cars, you know better than that. You know I ain't in competition with nobody. I've said that many times. I've said that here on live. I said it in private. I mean, I've said that to Impala J. I've said that to a lot of people, man. I ain't in competition with nobody, man. And nobody. None whatsoever. Who can get to 84? Oh. Now I'm picking up what you're laying down. Now I'm picking up what you're laying down, Cars. I'm picking up what you're laying down. Oh yeah. I'm closer, Cars. I'm closer. So I'm already halfway there, baby. I'm already halfway there. Yes, sir, JG. You do you and I'll do me. Hold on a second. Double Up just said, what now? JG, you going to have some time off. We going hunting. We as in me and you. What? Fly, I know you ain't talking what I think you talking about. Well, I said I can't get a G-body. And Why said I can't get a G body? Any advice? Yeah. The answer to your question's in the question. G. You need to be looking for the you need to be looking for the G. You need to be looking for the G. Yeah, you need to be looking for the GS, plural. You know there's more than one, right? You know there's more than one. Hold on a second. Antonio Valdez, keep grinding, brother. That skin will thicken up here soon. The world don't wait for nobody. Hey, man. Uh, hey, Antonio, man, that right there, man, that was a nice gesture, buddy. That was a very, very nice gesture. I really appreciate that. You didn't have to do that, but I appreciate that very much, sir. I appreciate that. Oh yeah, Southern square body. There's multiple. There's more than one, baby. There's more than one. Oh yeah. All right, double up. All right, double up. Holler at your boy. Holler at your boy. Hey, I offered it. I offered it to somebody, and they said that they said they'd have to pass. So I have a 5.3 LM7 with a 4L60 transmission ready to go. If anybody's interested in it, it was running when I pulled it out of the truck. If anybody's interested in it, hit me up. I got a LM7, which is a non-DOD, non-AFM, non-DOD, which is a non-air fuel management, 5.3 that come out of a Cat Eye pickup truck. And it has a 4L60 transmission. It's still bolted together. It's all one unit. Everything's there. No wires were cut, no nothing. If anybody's interested in it, you got my number. Holler at me. It needs a new home. It needs a new home. It needs a new home. So holler at me. It needs a new home. And I will deliver it to a certain amount of distance. You know what I'm saying? I will deliver it up to a certain amount of distance. Now, I ain't going to take it to Georgia. You know, I'm not going to leave, I'm not going to drive 5-6 hours. You know, I ain't going to do that. But, I mean, I'll meet somebody halfway, but you're going to have to get that son gun off the back of my truck. So, this is what I used right here. This is, somebody asked me, hold on, let me turn on all the comments, because, oh, shit, I always forget to do that. There you go. I'm sorry. I didn't have all the comments turned on. Yeah. So, bare metal seam sealer. Now, before I put this down right here, I actually epoxied. I sprayed black epoxy all the way around the edges. And then I run that 2K seam sealer all the way around the edges, right? And then I let that flash off. And then I came back and mixed up some short strand fiberglass filler. And then I just went around the edges. And then I just smoothed over. And also the screw holes that were left from the screws that everybody was freaking out about, the little tech screws right there, they welded up really, really good because it didn't have that weld through primer on it. And I put the ground right there, and man, they welded up great. We got E85 here. We got E85 here. So, but yeah. But all right, so I didn't get to work on the Camaro. The 71 Camaro didn't get the coilovers adjusted, and the reason why we didn't get the coilovers adjusted is because the client could not find his spanner wrench. So he called QA1 and he overnighted one. So he called QA1 today, and then he airmailed one over the next day. So it's supposed to be here tomorrow. And I told him, I said, man, you didn't have to do that. And he's like, no, I need a effing wrench. So he overnighted one, and he's pretty upset because the last place that worked on it, they lost it or misplaced it or something. I don't know. So as soon as it gets here, we will get in there and we will adjust the coilovers. Oh, I do have a little information for you. So on QA1, for the ones that's got QA1 coilovers on your vehicles or trucks, the coilovers in the back are a 1-to-1 ratio, right? So if you move up the locking ring 1 inch, you're going to raise the rear end up 1 inch. On the front, it's a 2-to-1 ratio. So if you raise it up a 1/2 inch, it's 1/2 times 2. So that's where it is. Yeah, he's mad, Square Body. He's mad. He's mad because they lost his wrenches. So if anybody has a QA1 system, and I can't speak on any other system, but QA1 is a 1-to-1 ratio in the back. So if you're going to adjust your coilovers in the back, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So if you move the spanner wrench up, and I'll go over this again in the video when we do the car. So if you run the locking ring up, make sure you put anti-seize on the barrel of the coilover so you don't get it galded. You definitely don't want it galded. And then if you turn the locking ring up 1 inch, then it's going to raise the rear end up. It's going to raise the rear suspension 1 inch. If you're doing it on the front, most of them are 2-to-1 ratio. So if you raise it up a 1/2 inch, then you say 1/2 times 2, and that's how much it raises up on the front, right? And so just to let y'all know on that. So it's a 2-to-1 ratio on the front, a 1-to-1 ratio on the rear. But yeah, QA1's for ballers. Hey, there's another option, Alden American. That's in California cars. That's another option. Alden America, that is another option other than QA1. So you can look for them. Like I said, I'm just trying to smooth this out with some 80, and then whenever we get the air conditioner figured out, whichever air conditioner he wants to go with, we'll get that ordered, and then we'll drill some holes with the rotor broach, and we'll run the necks through here, and then we'll clean up, and I'll dig all this seam sealer out. So tomorrow we'll probably dig all this seam sealer out tomorrow, and then we'll get everything prepped to go ahead and start. We'll go ahead and take the hinges off because we're gonna get new hinges, and then we'll go ahead and epoxy everything. Yeah, Viking. Yeah, I forgot about that. Thanks, Fly. Yeah, Viking. Viking's another one. I hope everybody had a productive day today. I hope you learned something, and I hope you figured something out today, and I hope you accomplished something today. I hope everybody was. I hope everybody had a good productive day today, and didn't waste it. By doing nothing and being lazy. I hope everybody was very productive. I hope you helped somebody today. I hope somebody helped you today. I really do. So I hope you were productive. I hope you helped somebody, and I hope somebody helped you. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. Oh, yeah, tell me about it. When I got fingerprinted for my stuff, that's all I'm gonna say. They tried to scan my fingers like forever, and it took forever to get it. And that guy said, and they do it with a computer now. they couldn't get it, so then they had to go back old school and do it with a die. To get something, because I'm telling you, man, that 80 grit, let me tell you, the only good thing about this right here, the only good thing about that is it's good for the. That's all that's good. So I appreciate every single one of you, man. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, boys and girls. Our objective this week is to share as much information as we can share and hit 7,000 subscribers. You heard what I said, 7,000. We like 300 away from 7,000. And when I say we, we, that's me and you, we. Hey, only person I've been sponsored by is NVU. So what other sponsor are you talking about there? What other sponsor are you talking about, Impala? Impala J? I've only been sponsored by NVU. QA1 ain't sponsored me. They told me, look here, I'm going to go on and set the record straight. QA1 told me that, this is what QA1 told me. So let me tell you what QA1 said. Y'all hear that? QA1, this is what they said. No. I'm not sponsored by QA1. This is what QA1 said, and I got the email to prove it. QA1 said this. They said you have the watch hours. They said you have the watch hours. You have the watch times. You have a lot of watch hours. They said when you get your subscribe count up to 10,000, you call us back. I applied for a sponsor when I had like 2,500 subscribers, and they told me that I had the views. Like when I go a live video, it'd be like 30, 40, 50,000 views, blah, 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 whatever, shares, likes, comments, whatever. So I give them all my analytics, right? And they told me, this is what it says. It says, revisit the situation when you hit 10,000 subscribers. Yep. What's up, Tulu? Yep, they said when I hit 10,000 subscribers to reach back out to them, is what they told me. But NVU, New Vintage USA, now they did sponsor me. They sent me a gauge cluster for OG6. Now they did sponsor me, and I'm on their sponsor catalog, and I got to send them a bunch of pictures because over this winter, that's why another reason why I got to get OG6 in the shop and start working over the summer or over the winter, because that is part of the agreement. I got to work on OG6 over this winter in the shop, and that's part of the agreement. And but yeah, New Vintage USA, that's the only sponsor I got. That's the only sponsor that I got. I'm in North Carolina, man. What's up, 84? Yeah, they told me that, they told me when I hit 10,000 subscribers to call them back. That's what they said. I got the email to prove it. And I said, okay. And I mean, everything in here, I mean, let's see. The 71 Camaro's got QA1 on it. The other truck in here had QA1 on it. The 68 C10's got full QA1 on it. Yeah. So when they told me that, I called Alden America and I ordered coilovers for the 61 Ford box truck and bought coilovers for the Alden America. I mean, for the 61 Ford box truck. I didn't even buy them from QA1 because I was like, "Are you serious, man? Are you serious?" Yep. Now on my Facebook page, I got like 15,000 followers. And my videos do good on there, but I don't go live on Facebook. I just post pictures and videos. That's all I do. I don't go live on there. I don't do the stuff that I do on YouTube that I do on Facebook because they got too many rules. So, but I mean, I got like 15,000 subscribers on Facebook. I had 100,000 on Instagram, but I lost my account. It got hacked. I had 100,000 subscribers on Instagram. Yeah, it's okay, 84 Cuddy. Look, it's okay. Look, if that client right there wants QA1, guess what? We'll buy QA1. You know, I'm gonna buy it regardless. When I asked for sponsorship, I was asking for sponsorship for my personal stuff, nothing for clients. You know, because I'm not gonna get a client sponsorship. You know, that's not how that works. Not for me. I was asking for sponsorship for my personal stuff, and they told me that, you know, my channel had to have 10,000 subscribers or more. I got almost 3.8 million views. Hell, I got 1 million views a couple weeks ago just on that damn car right there. That 68 Le Mans. I got 1 million views on that son of a gun in 4 or 5 days. That's right, cars. I'll just pay. They don't have to worry about the rules. You don't have to worry about saying something. You don't have to worry about nothing. I just pay it. Then you can't tell me what I can and can't do. You know what I mean? So sponsorship's all good and dandy if that's what you're looking for. And I mean, but with a sponsorship comes rules and obligations. Like, you can't say a certain thing, you can't wear certain things, you got to go here, you got to do this, you got to go to this show. Man, I did all that corporate crap before. It's just, you know, you doing all this corporate stuff for just a little bit of parts when you can just buy the parts and be done with it and not have to worry about the obligation of the marriage, you know what I mean, of the company. Like you gotta not be able to hold a job. Yeah, I look, man, I tried to get, look here. I tried to get Frank's Red Hot. I sent a thing to Frank's Red Hot and tried to get Frank's Red Hot. Man, they wouldn't even, yeah, you can't work. Yeah, you right on that? Oh yeah, that's right, Matthew Cox. That's right. So that's where we at, boys and girls. So like I got this where I like. I mean, I got this pretty much where I like it. Everything looks good. I seam sealed. Where's the seam sealer at? Oh, here it is. So for the ones that want to know, we're gonna finish this up. So this is what I use right here, bare metal seam sealer. This is a 2K product. Hey, if you guys are using seam sealer, man, don't use a 1K product, man. Don't use a 1K product, man. It's junk. You'll regret it, man. Spend the money. You know, you can shortchange on other stuff, but don't shortchange on seam sealer. 08310 bare metal seam sealer. I still put epoxy down before I use this. This works really, really good on that. If you're doing drip rails and stuff like that, you can get the self-leveling, and you don't have to worry about going and making it smooth. Yeah, I don't neither. I don't trust it over bare metal neither. Even though it says bare metal, I don't trust it over bare metal. I still spray a 2K epoxy down. So I sprayed black 2K epoxy just right over the edges, and then I came back and put the seam sealer over, and then I let that flash off for an hour. So you got a 6-minute work time, you got a 15-minute paint time, and a 1-hour cure time. So after an hour went by, then I hit it a little bit with like some 180 to give it some tooth, and then I mixed up. Like I said, all this had 2K primer or 2K epoxy, excuse me, all the way around. Then I mixed up some of this short strand body filler, and I just skimmed over it, and then I blocked it. You can see the black. So this filler you can put over bare metal, but I don't put it over bare metal. You can see the blacks under it. And then now, since that is the way it is right there, so now since that's done, I'm pretty much going to just leave it where it's at. Take the hinges off tomorrow, dig all this out. So we're waiting on the spanner wrench for the 71 Camaro. And then I'll look tonight and figure out what vintage air or what air system, air conditioner system. And then I'll tell the client tomorrow, hey, this is what we need to do, blah, 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 after I call the company, because I don't need an air compressor, because the AC compressor is already on the engine. And then I just need everything other than the compressor. And then once all that's done, then the kit comes, then I can drill the holes to mount the unit. And then we can drill the holes with the rotor broach to bring the necks, the filler necks out, or the evaporator hoses out. And then once all that's done, I can pull it back out, and then I can epoxy everything in 2K epoxy, and then the firewall will be done. So that's that, boys and girls. I tell you what, that's rough right there, sitting on that right there. Look at my drink right there. And then I got to do some damn housekeeping. So I'll show you the engine right quick, and then we'll wrap this up. That thing had grit in it. Oh yeah, here's self-leveling. If you want to use self-leveling is 08307. So self-leveling seam sealer is good for like when you're doing drip rails. So like on a C10 where you got the drip rails, you can use this self-leveling, which is a 2K product. And look, I'm telling you, it don't take a lot. Just go in there and fill up the seam, and then just wait. And you might want to put a piece of tape at the end so it don't run off when you're doing the drip rails on pickup trucks and Mustangs and stuff like that. But if you look right here, see, I already have the AC compressor. See, here's the AC compressor right here. Here's the AC compressor that's already on the engine. It's dirty, it's dusty. But see, here's the AC compressor. This is the mid-mount Holley system right here. So we already have the compressor. We just need the rest of it. You know what I'm saying? And this is the engine that's going into the 63 Impala. So, but like I said, if you had drip rails, see this truck don't have drip rails no, this truck don't have drip rails no more because he wanted to shave them off. But if you had a drip rail right here and right there, you could fill this in with self-leveling seam sealer, and it will self-level itself out. But back here on the back side right here, you need to put a piece of tape and not use self-leveling. If you do, run self-leveling to about right there and then stop. And gravity will take it and let it run down, and then put a piece of tape at the end to catch it. So hopefully that helps everybody out. But I'm hoping, he said I can get back on this after the 15th of this month. So I'm trying to get some stuff situated, moved around. I got to do some housekeeping. I got to give this sun gun a bath, and then we're going to get back on this thing right here. My shop is destroyed, man. I can't stand it. Can't stand it. Can't stand it. But boys and girls, tomorrow. So tune back in tomorrow. Hit that notification bell. Hit that subscribe button. Tomorrow we'll be back on the 63 Impala, digging out the firewall, getting all that stuff done. Let me show you what I use. Somebody was asking what I use to dig out the seam sealer with. So I have one of these right here. Let me show you right quick before we go. Let me show you this right quick. I have one of these. This is a Dynabraid, right? This is the Dynabraid. This is an eraser wheel. This right here takes stickers, decals, pinstripes, glue. This right here, I've had this a long time. This takes all that off of vehicles, right? And then you take this wheel off, and there's a wire wheel that goes on here. That wire wheel right there, this right here digs out seam sealers and stuff right here. This, I'm sure Harbor Freight has a knockoff version of this, but this is a Dynabraid. Let me see if I can find the part number on it for you right quick. I don't see the part number on it. Yeah, right here it is. The model number is 18253. It's called a Dynazip, is what it's called. RPM is 3,200 RPMs. And, oh, yeah. If you don't know how to use one of these things, oh, yeah, you right, badass. If you don't know how to use one of these things, you will burn the paint. You got to be easy with it, especially when you're running high-flow fittings. All my stuff is high-flow fittings. I let my shit eat. I let my shit breathe, boys and girls. Let it breathe. Yep, let it breathe, let it breathe, let it breathe. Look at that right there. El Salvador, 1981. Yep, look, TJ. Look at that, TJ. Alabama, heart of the Dixie. Yes, sir. Right here, Pennsylvania. You got a friend in me. You got a friend in me. Look, Rhode Island. I got every state. I got every one of them. I got every one. Look at this. Louisiana, the sportsman's paradise. Look. Minnesota, 10,000 lakes. Yeah, I got every single. I got a Puerto Rico. I got a Puerto Rico one too. But yeah, you see that right there, TJ? Heart of Dixie, 1974, Alabama. Yeah, I do got a Delaware too. The hell I don't. Hold on a second. I bet I do. I bet I do got a Delaware. I bet I do. I got one. I know I got one. Look here. That right there, look, 19. Look right there. Famous Potatoes, Idaho. Yeah, I got a Delaware. I just have to find it. There's Maine, Washington. Look, there's Maine right there. Maine, South Dakota, Ohio, Virginia, Texas, Maryland, New Mexico. I got one. I'll just have to find it. It's probably in a box somewhere, but I got one. I assure you I got one. There's another New Jersey. What is that over there behind the exit sign? Maryland, Iowa. What is that right there? Arkansas, North Dakota, Oklahoma. What is that right there? Maryland. I got one. I just had to find. I've took a bunch of them down and moved them, put them in different places, but I got one. Well, that's cool, man. All right, boys and girls, it's 57 minutes. I got to go take the vehicles and fill them up for fuel for tomorrow. I appreciate every single one of you, man. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. Remember I said, boys and girls. What's up, Jonathan? Oh, yeah, it's okay, Jonathan, man. I text you, man. You don't, hey, man, you do your thing, baby. I text you, man. I text you, Jonathan, check on you. You reply back when you want to reply back. So tomorrow, I'll be back tomorrow. We'll dig all this seam sealer out, and we'll go from there. Remember what I said, boys and girls? I appreciate every single one of you. Yeah, remember what I said, boys and girls? Don't worry about the man up the road or down the road. Sweep off your own front porch while sweeping off anybody else. Put God first, let loose and drag. Peace up and check.